Vigilante Loadout. You want to fight crime, but you don't want to increase gun crime statistics. What do you use? Depends on how you want to go about it. You can take the superhero route, where you, and ideally others, strengthen numbers. Also, niggers like to jump people in groups. Strap on a stab-proof vest, maybe some riot gear, and dress in a colorful costume. Bring weapons that are legal to carry in your area and act like a pseudo-police force. A group like that exists in Seattle, I believe. If you want to lone wolf it, ideally you'd employ stealth and surprise tactics. Compound bow is good, but if you lack training, a crossbow would be better. Simply rushing up to people and stabbing them repeatedly would work, as you could mask the crime as a mugging easily enough. As a singular disconnected entity though, you could hypothetically target higher-ups within organized crime syndicates, being more effective than simply targeting random mooks on the street. At this point, you're essentially acting as an assassin, so proceed accordingly. If your goal is to target street thugs, then you'd need to target them where they're alone. At this point, ranged options are of course advised. However, running up behind someone and hitting them repeatedly in the head with a hammer is surprisingly effective. As I've stated, making it look like a mugging will cover your motives, at least at first. An important thing to note that affects all these options is that information is key. You're capable of gathering and using info far more effectively than a dumbass thug can. Use it to your advantage. Local gangs mysteriously wiped out overnight. Police reports hundreds of bodies killed by arrows. Open an abortion clinic in a black neighborhood. Long-term solution, but effective. Can you kill a guy reliably with this? There used to be a Jew around who was pretty skilled with it. Assuming you can hit him, yes. Use lead and aim for the vitals. If you want to fight crime, then a blowgun is best. With modern materials, you can even make one propelled by gas that can fit in a sleeve and be pretty hard to detect by potential witnesses. Be sure to get a nice poison on the darts to really clean up the streets. I've considered an air gun, but they would just think it was a gun crime, or worse, try to regulate air guns. Something that is primitive to the point of being unregulatable would be a better choice. It shows how futile these laws are and cleans up the area. How about a repeating crossbow loaded with number 2 pencils? They just keep finding dudes stabbed to death with pencils. What are they gonna ban? I would bet that George Sprave has a video on his Slingshot channel. Let me show you its features. Ha 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 ha! Machete, thermite crossbow bolts. Exploding arrowhead on ballistic gel with different bows. How could one go about desensitizing themselves to killing in Minecraft? Specifically stabbing and cutting flesh with a diamond sword. I've heard human blood and innards have a very distinct smell. I've killed and cut open animals in Minecraft before though. How different is it? Watch edgy Minecraft villager combat videos. The desert villagers usually post some graphic stuff. There are no crime statistics when the lights go out and the cameras are off. Just tuck some billiard balls in your sock. Froggy, you'll be fine. I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing you halfwits talk about increasing gun crime statistics. There's no such fucking thing. It doesn't matter what you do, they're going to say the same thing they always did anyways, which was always bullshit. They don't need any substance to base their bullshit on, and never did. You act as if we're dealing with reasonable people that just want to know the truth and are using statistics as best they can to figure out what's going on. But that's fucking stupid because we're not, and any statistics they use will just be a lie anyways. Because that's what statistics are for. Lying.